Good evening and welcome to another episode of Scrapping Around the World with the Universal Yums. This is Scrapping on the Fly and I am Kristen. If this is your first time, welcome, and I hope that you'll go back and watch some of the other videos if you like this one. And if this is not your first time, then welcome back and let's move to our next adventure. For those who have not been here, my family and I did the Universal Yum snack boxes, and I am creating scrapbook pages based on the color of the flag of the countries that we went to. The last country that I scrapbooked was, I believe, see, this was just yesterday, guys. I should know. Oh, yes, Colombia. So, I just use the colors from the Colombian flag, which is red, blue, and yellow. And so there are process videos. Well, they're really just layout videos. I haven't been doing a lot of them as I go, and I just reveal the layouts afterwards and kind of talk about what I did on each of them. So this is my Paper Studios book that I'm going to use for this adventure. And today, really yesterday, because it is really late, we went to Russia. And this is the board, the little scoreboard you get when you get the Yum boxes. And you can score what you think about the food, and you get this cool little book that tells you all about what snacks you're trying. And recently they started sending these cool stickers, and I am going to think of a real creative way to use these things as well. Sometimes I use this in the book on the layouts, but the book, and I have not used the stickers yet. So today I made 5 pages, and my very first page is this one. And today at work, I was waiting for somebody. I'd already closed up my computer, and I was standing around just waiting for someone to come to the building. And while I was standing there, I was looking at our this sign that we have with just like some information about our school. And actually it looks like this, like there's a big header at the top with our school name, and then there's 2 sides like with doors. And so I just like sketched out this layout that looks something like this, except when I was doing these pictures, they went sideways. So I just pulled these things from something I saw at work today while I was waiting. So it's a good way to use my time. I used this Distress Oxide Salty Ocean just on plain cardstock. I did not gesso it or anything. Sprayed a little water, let it drip. And I was actually spraying the corners of another paper, and this was my spray off backup paper. So I thought, hey, it looks kind of cool too, so we're going to use it. This paper, I think, is a Paper Studios. It was a loose 12 by 12 that I had, and this is just scraps that were left over from something I did before. The Russian flag is red, white, and blue. Right here, this is a recollection sheet that has a bunch of stickers with flags on them. Luckily, I had Russia. This is some washi washi alphas that I've been using in blue and black throughout. And these the main blue and the main red, the polka dot, is Park Lane, and it was this really thick cardstock. And then I just layered up some blues and reds, and this is page number 1. Now the only thing I have not done yet, other than I will go through when it's all said and done, I'll go through and I will label, well, not label, but I will journal and things like that. And I'm also going to add, you know, embellishments here and there, just because I felt like I would have a better idea of what I wanted to do. Plus I could go and intentionally purchase things or design things on my Cricut. So with 4 each page. So what I've been doing, if this is your first Yumbox visit with me, is I have this washi tape. It is Paper Studios brand. It has this, it's like a globe. Well, this is like a map, and it says life is an adventure. And then these are little globes. So on every page, I put life is an adventure at this map washi and 3 of these globes. And I usually will either tuck them somewhere or just stick them somewhere. Sometimes I use them to cover boo-boos. Not that I ever need something to cover a boo-boo. So this is the first page. Whoa. Page number 2. This page, actually the page I just showed you is the first page that I have ever done in this book that was completely covered. Almost every other page has had white. It's a white background, which that did have a white background. It just was covered. Has a white background, and I usually just layer with the colors of the flag for that country. I'm not being particular about like the shade of red, like, you know, true red or something for the flag. I have just used red shades. Like this is red. It's got little flowers on it. But so I have been just layering it up. The other thing that I've been using is, this is a Park Lane text. Oh, look, I don't have it right in front of me, and I told you yesterday. Here we go. Maps, text, and ledgers, and I love this book. It is an 8x8, and there's like 180 pages in it, and I have used a ton of them, and really, I barely ever use an entire page on a page. Like I have, this is just like this itty bitty little pieces that have been trimmed off of other parts, but I just tuck them under there because it gives it a little bit of something extra. I did have this little, I think it's Jolie's little package just sitting over here somewhere. Here, just mushrooms. Yeah, Jolie's Bayou. And these are mushroom croutons. My brother-in-law thought they were gross. The majority of us thought they were gross. However, my son thought they were yummy, and my dog. So she got a hold of one accidentally and thought it was fabulous. We don't normally give her people food, but you know, when you got 2 10-year-old or 11-year-old boys, then you know, food does get dropped. So that is pretty much all that is on here. I've got my washi and the 3 little globes and that Park Lane paper and just a ton of matting. And this is the yucky page. None of us liked this. And this was dill pickle puffs. They were like Cheeto or cheese ball texture, but flavored like a dill pickle. Not good. All right. And that may be your like total cup of tea, but it was not ours. This is page number 3. And this page I love. It was a, just the concept of, well, I really did not want to do 6 pages. 3, I've been going for 4, like that's what I'm kind of trying for, but I don't want to like overfill a page. So I decided that, you know, if 4 wasn't going to work out, I would do 5. And so when I was looking at how many pictures I had for this, because on these cover pages and on the final page, I don't want to mix a bunch of stuff together. So I wanted just these 2. And these are the yuckies, and these were the only 4 I had for that. So I had all 7 of these pictures and 4 more of, you know, the either good or pretty good stuff. So I didn't want to make another page because normally 4 would be as much as I'd want to put on here. So I trimmed down the pictures a little bit more, and I just layered up like I think this is 5 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, a little over 5.5, about 5.5 inches deep. And this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a little over 5 inches. See, I don't measure, I just trim. Oh, that looks good. Really what I did was I took the biggest picture and tilted it like I wanted it and trimmed a little longer here. And then since these were not as long, and then I didn't have to make it as long, but I just layered up red and blues and put them here and here. I tucked in one of these cute little postcards. I really love this Park Lane book. And then this is a part of the map that had Russia on it at the top. And just tuck that in. And see, tuck, tuck, tuck. That's why I do not tape down my pictures and all the layers until I'm ready. And I'm done. So that's why they're still not taped down. I will go back later before these are officially done and put in my book. These were orange vanilla cracker or cookies, so I have this little orange slice here. If I find other things as I go back that will go, like almost every desserty thing was hazelnut. So I don't think I have any hazelnut stickers. So, but I just layered this up. I did have a barbecue embellishment, and these are barbecued steak kebab chips. So I went ahead and put the barbecue sticker here and the orange slice there. So that is page number 3. Page number 4 is some more yum. This is an entire 8x8 from that Park Lane paper pad, and it is the northern hemisphere that includes Russia, which is kind of off to the side. And some of these are kind of like old school, and they have like it's hard to read them. Like, I mean, I really had to really study and be like, luckily I know like where the country is. So I was like, okay, I know that this is Russia. I mean, I feel sometimes as I'm going through these, I'm like, I think I need to go back to school, or maybe I'll just go ask my 12-year-old, because I bet he knows better than I do. Whew. But I am learning like all these flags and where, you know, what kind of, you know, what country flags, what the country's flags look like. So this Good Food is from that same embellishment pack that I got the barbecue embellishment from on the other page. This Best Moment and this are also all from the Park Lane text. Look, I can't say it every time. Maps, texts, and ledgers. Yeah, see, look, I got it right without looking. And then I just layered up this paper right here. This red and blue like floral is like wallpaper. It's got lots of texture. And see, that's why I'm gonna have to put a little extra oomph on here, because it's that textured. You probably can't even really see that, but it's really textured, and it's like wallpaper. At least it's what it feels like to me. It's like what your granny used to have in her kitchen. I'm gonna put this extra thick double-sided tape down and see if that helps. And then I will definitely use some glue later, because I don't want my stuff falling apart. I had that happen with some other kind of tape that I was warned about after I had used it for a long, long time and never had thought I had a problem. But then when I've gone back and looked at another book, yeah, it was falling apart. So there is number 4. And I wasn't worried about like this paper here is not a full matte. It doesn't matter. This is more of that. This is paper right here is paper I created from the spray that I trimmed off that first page that you saw in the very first page of the Russian book. And I used it here as well. I love to use scraps. That's my favorite thing to do. So that's why this little teal color right here was a scrap that I found in my bin. And I just stuck it on there because it adds a little bit more layer, and it doesn't have to be a full matte. Same with this. These are those Park Lane papers again, piece off of the first page. And I just crisscrossed them, and I feel like it adds texture and layers, and I like it. All right, and last but not least, this is another layout that I created I did a sketch at work because this is our cafeteria doors. Like, this is what they look like. There's a big, huge rail. Why can't I think of the word of anything today? There is a frame around our door that is a thicker frame. And then there's these big wooden doors in the middle. And then there's two metal plates at the bottom. And I just stood there staring, and I thought, you know, that would be kind of cool looking. And now that I'm looking at this, I was super right, at least in my humble opinion. I think that I really love the way this looks. It's not as overdone and layered up as my other pages, but I just really like the way that it turned out, especially with this dark red border, which is honestly a scrap. I needed a big square for a tutorial, and so I trimmed it out, and I hate wasting these because they make perfect borders. So this is actually a scrap. I glued it down, put my washi on here. This is ombre paper, and it is a hot buy from Recollections Michaels brand. And I just found that there was one that was red and one that was blue, and trimmed it down to a 5x10 and laid it next to each other. And I originally had the light color on the bottom, and I was going to put a different piece here. But since this was originally a 12x12, this little 2-inch piece right here, I just trimmed it off the bottom, and then I flipped it and put the lighter part up at the top, and the white, you can see a little bit of the reddish pink and the blue on here from where I trimmed off the bottom of the ombre paper. So, and then I just tucked a couple little text pieces from the Park Lane book. And then this, I matted it on this, it's like stamps. I just wanted a little bit of this red to show through. And then this is a map. And this, I think, is a Paper Studio map. It was just a, it's way too buried. I'm not going to try to dig it out. I'll drop something. It's just a 8x8.5 by 11 paper. And it's actually got Florida on there. So I just covered it. And because it had the blue, I wanted to pull that blue out. So that is that. And the only thing I need to do on here for now is put my little globes on. I really enjoyed doing, other than the fact that I am exhausted. It's been a really long week at work. We are in the middle of ending the end of the school year and starting a summer school program, and renovating and painting and moving furniture and all sorts of other crazy things. And so it's been kind of wild and crazy in our building. And so I was ready for a nap when I got home, so I took a nap. My son tucked me in. He is 12 years old. Gave me a blanket and stuffed animal from his room to make me nap better. And so I took a little nap and then decided I was ready to get up and move on to the next country in my Yum Box adventures. So I created 5 pages tonight, which is awesome. And I will add it to my Life is an Adventure book. Right behind Columbia. And then next, our adventures are going to take us a little bit more south than Russia, which is not too very hard. Let me put this away in here where it goes. Look at that. Look at all these pages that we have created together. Oh, just makes my heart so happy. Okay, so moving south. Next, we are going to go to Italy. So we did go back to virtual Yum for Italy because it was, I believe, late November, early December when we went. I usually write the dates on here. So we did go back to doing it virtually. But I still got some great pictures because my sister started sending me all the packaging because she knew that I was using it to document. So I just took these really neat pictures on our Zoom, and of the food and snacks and some of the stuff that we were trying. So this will probably not be as obviously as big as the last layout set that I did, because there's only like 7 pictures, I think. But it'll be at least a 2 or 3 page layout. I may try and stick with 2 so that they will face each other in the book, but we'll see. And that will be it for tonight. Hopefully you all will come back and can go explore Italy with me next. It should be one heck of an adventure. It was some yummy snacks, and I will tell you, my favorite thing is these like little bruschetta, like cracker things. Super tasty. So I hope that you will come back and come with me to Italy, and I hope that you had a wonderful day. Have a great weekend. And I hope that today you got a chance to do something you love with someone you love. I'll see you soon. Happy scrapping.